hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button entirely.
We all have wrong button days.
We all have wrong button days. Hi, everybody. My mic was still muted the whole time. The mic was muted the whole time. The mic was muted the whole... I swear... All right, guys, I just got to go to bed and start over. It's one of those days. It's just... All right, you ever have one of those moments where you just wake up, you go, nah, and just roll over and go back to bed? I decided to stream today. That's what I decided.
Have a do-over.
Just a do-over. Just a simple... a mulligan, as they call it, right? Mulligan.
What is mulligan a reference to? Is that referencing something?
Probably racist. You know, probably racist.
That's a fair assumption. That's a safe assumption.
Probably. It's just more times than not. It is.
All right.
It's like when I was a kid and I found out the word GYPED was like, wait, that's right. Oh yeah, that one, that one would be.
I hadn't considered that.
No, but that's the thing. That's how pervasive some of these are. If anything, learning about all this stuff has actually made me more aware of some of these things. I didn't realize, just silly things like that. Like, because here's the thing.
Silly little racist things.
Silly little. Oh, I got screwed. I'm using the phrase correctly, and it's a negative phrase. So I got gypsy. I got screwed because you could replace that with another religious ethnicity, and yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. It took me a long time to realize that in all of our media, everywhere, it was like, oh yeah, that's a normal thing to say.
It's pervasive.
Yeah. It's like, it was like Bill Burr. He was doing a stand-up comedy special talking about like equal rights and stuff. You go back and watch a movie in the 30s, it's unwatchable. The second a woman shows an emotion, even slightly out of quiet, they go, wow, what's wrong with you?
Whoa, hey.
You're hysterical. Just start smacking around and stuff. It's like, wow. It's
some
funny
good
upon
old-fashioned
retrospect.
cinema.
Oh God, a new record. There is a normal Taka stream. This is a normal Taka stream. Oh, I love watching you TikToks, and I now love watching your stream, Martin. LK.
Wait, who's TikToks?
My TikToks.
Oh, your TikToks.
No joke. My TikToks is poppins offs.
Heck
no
yeah.
Joke. It's actually out of all the sites I have, it's the fastest growing one.
I honestly think TikTok is the point at where I decided, you know what, I'm a little too old to get to grips with a lot of these things.
Yeah, I don't blame you for feeling that way, and the only reason I have stuck with TikTok has been because I can, God bless. I actually have the ability, thank God, to like upload videos on there, and I was patient enough to learn as well. Which, Taka streams are a whole vibe, and great to keep on background to relax. That's actually one thing people have been saying. They like having me in the distance, far away from them.
You're a nice little cloud of chaos.
There we go, that's good. Speaking of which, when I'm a wrestling manager, should I call myself Erebus, the first prophet of chaos? Is that a name I want to be known as?
I mean, it's just pretentious enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, almost pretentious enough. Also, I don't like two names, like first name and last name, because way too many people. This is one of those things I feel about wrestling. Way too many people think they deserve first name and last name. I'm like, listen, that's Shawn Michaels, that's Bret Hart, and that is like Daniel Bryan. Like this first name, last name. There's not many people deserve a first and a last name. A lot of people are one name characters. There's nothing wrong with that.
So what about like a junior? How do you feel about that? Like Zack Sabre Jr. Is there a Zack Sabre Senior? Or did he just make that up?
I actually think there probably is a Zack Sabre Senior, but the fact that he calls himself Junior, it means he will always be seen as young and lesser. Because he has Junior in his name. Rey Mysterio Jr. was his original name, and then he dropped the Junior to be Rey Mysterio. Even though he is technically not the Senior, but the Junior. They dropped it because Junior implies weakness.
It's like when Scream shed the number suffix or whatever you call it and became just Scream again. Or Halloween 2018 was just Halloween. I hate it when
movies do that. I hate it when movies don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that too. Remember when there was like a whole 10 WrestleManias where they were just tired of calling them wrestling? They didn't want to have WrestleMania
it was just
30.
WrestleMania video sign or
WrestleMania play button.
Dollar bill.
Now WrestleMania 40 is being announced. I'm like, oh no, we're back to numbers now, huh? We're back to the numbers. Oh God, fucking hell! They didn't want to count any of the 30s.
Who does?
I don't know why they did that. But the social media is out, everybody. We are joined right now by Little Karibo. Now, everybody, if you've been around on the internet, Little Karibo, actually, he is an interesting cat. Real quick for a moment. Might I take a moment here? Not
Please.
just make you blush a little bit, because this is just data. This is just data, okay? So this is you can give yourself like, oh no, stop it. Well, that's true. I'm gonna give you some of those that's trues. you decided to make your first Abridged series, and you popularized the name by going with that. And you uploaded it onto YouTube at a time when YouTube just came out, so the dawning of the silver age of internet creators. You were one of the first content creators on this website, on YouTube, alongside Angry Video Game Nerd around the same time.
I want to say Angry Video Game Nerd. Wasn't he around before YouTube, or was that my imagination?
I think he might have been, but he started uploading immediately onto YouTube. But it was like that initial YouTube had just come out year, and you were one of the people who started uploading at that time. You were utilizing the new platform, the thing that your parents didn't want to touch, but you did, like the Tic Tac. It all circles back.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. It's the big circle.
And you inadvertently inspired a bunch of people to make stuff. And then they inspired a bunch of people, and now it is none of your business anymore. Now it just has nothing to do with you.
Business.
It just you should rinse your hands. You're like, nah. That's someone else's fire to put out. That's what that is.
I sowed my crops, and now I'm happy to watch them thrive from my backyard.
Run over with a lot of weeds as well. A lot of weeds.
Yeah, a lot of weeds.
A lot of weeds. So this whole abridging, this whole VTubing thing was just kind of fucking funny because we've both seen this before.
A little bit. I mean, they're always...
It's different, but it is similar in that we've seen anime fans go, oh, there's a new way to entertain.
I do like to think that both in abridging and in VTubing, the ultimate desire behind it for the creators is, I want to be anime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if that was my goal with abridging, but definitely with I don't.
You didn't want to. You didn't secretly dream of what if I was that anime character and.
But I'm not. I just gave it to myself. You know, it's like if I get officially cast in a show, oh, that's different because I was like, oh, sure. That's the brass have signed up and said yes. But Martin, I literally just made a show called Hellsing Abridged so I can give myself the main character.
I mean, that's valid. Give yourself a treat. Treat yourself.
Treat
yourself.
Yourself. That's right. Bitches love cannons is a stolen joke from Boondocks. Yes.
Oh, it is?
Give that bitch a smiley face.
Yeah, of course it is. Oh my god.
Smiley faces.
I can't believe... How did I forget this?
You want to know why? It's because I delivered it entirely differently.
I think that's it.
It was a fantastic delivery from Charlie Murphy. Like, seriously, one of my favorite deliveries in that show. Give that bitch a smiley face. Bitches love smiley faces. It's just, get that bitch a cannon. Bitches love cannons. Like, it's more of a declaration. And that's it's like one thing I love from a lot of animated cartoons and shows, people don't realize this, I steal deliveries all the time. Like I'll hear a delivery from a show, I'll be like, that's so fun, and I'll want to take it. Like there's a line in something where I recorded recently, which is I got another Clone High reference in something. My line is, I miss him. So the first episode of Clone High, I gave you my kidney. It cuts to Gandhi's kidneys, and one of the kidneys just looks at the camera. I miss him. and that kidney's played by Michael J. Fox in his only cameo in that show. Yes. Because why the fuck not, right? It's because that's some good quality content right there. But I'm like, I love that delivery. And you know what's funny is if you asked him, where'd you come up with that delivery? And he'd be like, I got it from this. He probably took it from something else as well. One of my favorite stories is where someone asked Homer Simpson's actor Dan Castellaneta, where did you get your Homer Simpson voice? Well, it was my impression of my dad. And I'm like, Homer's not even real. Homer's just an impression of your dad. God fucking damn it. Nothing's original. Nothing. Not even Homer.
Yeah, I took a lot of inspiration, quote unquote, from what's his name, George Lowe, who played Space Ghost in Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Dude, that's a fantastic guy to ape too.
Yami Yugi is basically just a deep-voiced macho Space Ghost.
I would say Yami Yugi is maybe in tone, but in delivery, and in particular, if Space Ghost had a massive fucking ego.
That's kind of Space Ghost in that show.
No, Space Ghost is very confident. He's confident in his ability. That's why he doesn't project a lot. He still has that confidence with word. Yugi's a little bit louder.
He's very laid back. He's very laid back. Yeah.
I think that really is the difference between the two. But like we were inspired by all these kinds of different animation. Oh, here, I can even say this now. In your series, I had the absolute fucking pleasure of playing darts.
Yes, and I had the pleasure of listening to you play darts.
Oh, you putting up with me while I was recording darts? Please, you remember those recording sessions?
They were great.
And now people don't even realize it. You know that we may have exposed more people to darts than people have ever been exposed to Quaffio?
I think that's it's quite likely.
Yes, isn't that does that weird you out a little bit?
Yeah, I mean,
people aren't aware of the greatness that is Uncle Grandpa. Belinda.
Bananas.
I mean, you brought it into your Yu-Gi-Oh spoof series. I mean, the Naruto spoof series. So
I did, yes.
That was best use of that voice. I'm like, excellent. Yeah, that's just a good voice for him, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
A lot of people ask me, like, how much Naruto have you watched? And I honestly, intentionally did not watch Naruto.
Dude, don't watch any Naruto. The less Naruto you watch when you spoof Naruto, the better it will be just for you going, the fuck is happening?
Yeah, who is this? Why is it happening?
Wait until you find out the Zabuza comes back.
As a zombie, right?
Yes, he's a zombie.
I've been told this.
He's a zombie Zabuza.
Zombaza.
Zombuza, yes. It gets better. Okay, because like some guy from his town who's a fanboy of Zabuza, they go back to the first plot, and they just takes the sword from the grave and goes like, yeah, I'm cool.
So, like, I have to ask, is Naruto, like, do you think Naruto is good?
I think, unfortunately, Naruto, like many shonen at the time, might be the worst example of falling into the trap of power creep.
Oh.
The power creep trap. Because it started off with actual ninja skills, and it just turned into WTF wizard fights.
Yeah, I was going to say, they use more magic than any
Harry
it just
becomes
Potter
wizard. It just becomes wizard fights at the end, and that's why I don't like a lot of shonen. I don't like wizard fights. They're boring. There's nothing interesting about a wizard fight. It's just power versus power. It's boring.
I've been talking about this on my streams recently, because a lot of people, I don't want to say confront me, but they kind of challenge me when I say I'm not really a big anime fan myself.
It's not. Anime is a genre, is a way of storytelling, not a genre.
Certainly. And I do recognize that a lot of anime is very interesting and has a lot of depth. But I do feel like a lot of it falls into the same traps and tropes. And like
My Hero is the reason why I suggest My Hero is because it's one of the few that isn't falling into it, but still might turn into what the fuck magic fights at the end, but will actually earn it, in my opinion, because they've done power creep properly. Also,
but do you not think that I could just watch the X-Men instead?
No, it's a different story. X-Men.
Oh, it is, yeah.
X-Men has hundreds of different writers who've written different stories. My Hero is written by one guy.
What about the X-Men cartoon from the 90s? Can I not just watch that?
That one, I mean, that one's just kind of frustrating because it is, everyone remembers it, and I'm like, yeah, you're forgetting the other half of it where it's bad. Because it's 50-50. That show is 50-50. It really was.
So you're not excited about it coming back?
I am looking forward to it coming back. Especially, now, if the truth is that they actually found all the voice actors, all the old school voice actors, brought them back.
I think that's a reason to celebrate.
The real question is, I don't know if they got Rogue. She's Canadian. I don't even think she's SAG anymore. And she was she was a member of our Canadian Parliament for like literally 5 years. Not kidding. She was actually a sitting politician for a while.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that's right, everybody. Rogue from X-Men and Aisha Clan from Outlaw Star was an actual sitting. Yeah, same actress. It was a sitting. Oh, you can hear it. Oh, you can hear it totally.
That makes sense.
You could totally hear it in the voice. Yeah. She like always had that crack in her, like that rare crack in her voice. It's just,
you like the crack there, Taka? You like the crack in the voice? I like a good crack.
This is a long-standing friend. This is a long-standing friend of mine, everybody. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I might have to assess that question later.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Oh, so let's not get crazy. Maybe some buts.
Yeah, some.
Myself and Martin, we both appreciate a nice ass.
I do go for the booty.
It's because we're adults.
Yes. You reach a certain age, you realize...
Oh, man. Every boob person in the chat is so attacked right now. They're so upset. Every time they get... I'm just joking. They don't get really riled up.
Kisaka Toriyama says, how long have you all known each other? We've known each other for, like, at least 11 years now.
11 years, yeah. I'd say...
Oh, no, wait. Almost 15 years now.
No, I would say, like, I think I met you 2 years after I started, right? I think I first chatted with you. I know we met
we
when we met
met physically in 2009 at GilmerCon?
Yes, and I think we started in 07, so yeah. I think you were 06 or 05?
Yes, 06.
We were later 06, early 07 when we started.
That's crazy. That's 15
And Abridging
years.
started in 08.
Sure
No. Sorry. You Dragon Ball Z Abridged started in 08 when everyone got paired up.
It might as well just have been Abridging.
Well, it went to the next level, in my opinion.
It certainly did.
The natural evolution of a community happened where a bunch of people started made the best of some of all their parts, and they decided to make something a bit bigger than them. I think that happens in every community.
Absolutely, and I do want to say, given that you've complimented me, that ultimately the greatest gift I received as a creator was watching you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going.
Yeah. Really,
ultimately,
no.
the greatest gift I received was witnessing you guys take what I started, the blueprint, so to speak, and build on it and make it evolve and turn it into something even more spectacular that not only inspired even more people to do it and that were already interested, but you also inspired me to improve myself. So that's the greatest gift I've been
One of
given.
the greatest gifts you gave us was when you when we asked you to audition for Captain Ginyu.
Oh yes.
And you sent in an audition for Captain Ginyu, where you played Frieza as well.
That's
and
right.
then we watched the audition and just went, well, now I just want Martin to play Frieza. I mean, and we had, and then Lanny Pator, who plays Vegeta, Krillin, Popo, Piccolo, was set to play Frieza with a wonderful Linda Young impression, like really strong. And he listened to your audition and went, oh, Martin needs to play Frieza. So instead of you being cast as the character we had you audition for, you got cast as the other guy in the room, who was the other character.
It's very rare that I audition and get cast, let alone get cast as a different character.
But it's like, oh, I guess he's cast, and now here we are 10 years later, and we're still hitting you up for lines for the character. It kills me because of how funny that is.
It is a real honor to play bisexual icon Lord Frieza.
That's true. I mean, to men and women. That's so funny. I mean, Game may have accidentally confirmed that Frieza's bisexual. No. Shut up. No. And now we get to work on Hiffle together as well.
Yes, being in Hiffle with you is a treat. You are splendiferous as
what a gift it is to have you playing Frieza more. You know, what a gift this is.
And
to have
I
you
think
playing
it's
Frieza.
really cool because I think that it's been a kernel in your mind for a long time, the idea of having all the villains sort of playing off of each other. And I know it's not your idea exclusively, but
No, it's not exactly a unique concept, because in the end, like, this is the thing. There's an episode in DBZ where they go to Hiffle after a Hiffle revolution of some kind, and there's all the villains are in Hiffle. It's an actual episode where it's the Ginyu Force, it's Frieza, and King Cold and Cell. And Goku shows up. It's a filler episode. It's not even canon. It wasn't even written by Toriyama, the creator himself. He just shows up, and so Goku one-shots all of the Ginyu Force, and then Pikkon swings past Goku and one-shots Cell. And this is like
Pikkon?
Great question. But Pikkon is filler Piccolo.
Oh, for real?
I dare you to type in Pikkon. You're gonna be like, that's just filler Piccolo.
Let me check this out. And that makes sense with his name sounding kind of like Piccolo.
Oh yeah, right. That also kind of factors into it a little bit here.
Oh,
so
he is Piccolo. He's just
there you go. He's just filler Piccolo. Right. Anyway, so what happens is this is right before this tournament, which is again a filler arc. And so they all get punched, and the last shot of this segment is just shows all the villains in a static shot in a jail cell. And Cell's on his side. This stinks. And then Recoop, anyone want to arm wrestle? Everyone, shut up! And that's the end. That's the end. And I'm like, I want that show. I want all the bad guys who can't use their powers forced to deal with their personalities. And in the end, with Hiffle, when we were talking about different 3D projects we could do, my pitch was, hey, how about we just do a plot in Hiffle with all the villains? We can go back to that whenever we want, because we don't have to remake the set every time.
That makes sense.
So we made it, and it was one of the most popular videos, so now we've just kept making more. So now I just got done recording for episode 7 yesterday. And I'm just like, all right, well, okay, here we got a new show now. And now people are saying,
Episode 7 should be a very exciting one, given I don't want to say any spoilers, but given
the
new
episode
character
6, we have a new character showed up, voiced by Devil Artemis.
Yeah,
he's
very
playing
exciting.
King Cold. Hello. He already has
my daddy.
Daddy.
Dada.
Papa, please.
Pops.
Papa, please.
Poppy.
Good shit. It's just good fun. I've been having so much fun with it, but in particular, like I just love talking about Hiffle right now because I get to play more Guru because that almost not in the script, and I'm like, no, we have to have Guru at the end here because then they'll know it's us. Then they'll know it's us, baby. Then it's
That's
us.
true.
Because Guru would not be in our Hiffle, would not be in the regular Hiffle. He's only in our Hiffle, and that makes him abridged. That's what really does.
That's true.
I can't spoil anything, but it's just literally Guru has one line next episode, one word, and it's my favorite joke of the episode.
That's Guru.
That's Guru for you, baby. One of my favorite lines he ever gave was episode 2. Guru, how did you die? Cancel culture. Okay, technically he committed genocide. Ooh, he's a whole genocide. My God. I just like the idea of like what is a brag to one is not a brag to the other. It's just good fun.
It's good dynamics.
Oh God, it's just the action has been fun. The writing has been fun. Lanny playing Raditz, and by the way, we've seen Lanny do voiceover work for a decade plus. Hearing him just talk as a character is such a mindfuck for me because I'm like, that's just Nick talking. This is the most non-character Nick has ever played, and Nick's like, this is interesting. I'm like, I gotta avoid doing voices. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I've very rarely used my natural speaking voice for a character, but when I do, it's like it feels like putting on the wrong pair of shoes or something.
Right.
It doesn't work. It just
I
feels like
I gotta do something, right? I'll be a bit more grit here, just a little bit. No, what? Oh, man. But no, aside from that, oh, God.
But how about that big wrestling news that's happened in the last week or so?
I mean this, where I'm just waiting for the third stooge to have his head cut off, and then I'm finally celebrating.
We talking about Kevin Dunn?
Yep. Last one. All those articles are coming about him now, too. I'm like, excellent. Whatever the forest inside WWF is trying to remove those 3 guys, got the last guy to remove now. Mm-hmm.
The Hydra's head. Otherwise, 2 more will take its place.
I would argue that I think his problem is like Vince and like Johnny Ace were just fuckboys, not just fuckboys.
Seems like it.
But like everything can stem down from I deserve sex because I'm clearly amazing. But Kevin Dunn it's just a lazy sexist, That's what he comes across as, and it's just like there's just specifically there's an actor who does that podcast. I forget his name. He's the guy who played Fred.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
He recently talked about how a meeting with. He just actually had it released today. A meeting with Kevin Dunn. It was a 6-hour meeting, and Dunn just said at the end of the meeting when they were pitching an angle, I think for I forget what it was, a female performer, and it just goes, yeah, but I don't think she's hot enough.
Yeah.
After 6 hours of writing, yeah, well, she's just not hot enough. And I'm like, fucking hell, get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. Is Bruce Pritchard still there? Yeah, keeping his head down. Keeping his head down, shutting the fuck up, and doing what ordered.
Dressed his brother love and being like, I don't know who Bruce is.
Dude, I can't believe... Dude, I want you to take a moment here. Jeff Jarrett is higher up in the WWE ladder than Vince McMahon is now.
It's wild. I remember the night
my world, and just playing his TNA theme. And just such a... He immediately turns the crowd against you.
Yeah, I remember the night he bought WCW, Vince. He was like, the first thing he did on Raw was fire Jeff Jarrett. And now...
Yeah. Oh, it's just so funny.
How the turntables.
What a wild week of wrestling. Like, wow.
Holy cow. And
wow.
It's a wild week after several wild months.
Dude, I can't even keep up with it. At this point, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
At this point, can people just stay in companies for a while? Someone asked me a question. Who do you think is going to be the biggest person in the indies? And I'm like, in 2 years, that'll be an impossible question to ask.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people's contracts are going to go up. Some people are going to leave both companies. And who knows what's going to happen, bro? I have no idea. I'm really excited for what the future holds for wrestling. I really am. Party Demon S, thank you so much. And Agro1 Games, thank you.
Impressive.
I hope it will. Oh my god. Hold on. Damn. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just trying to turn on my things right now.
It's all good.
My alerts aren't even on, I don't think. Oh, they are.
Oh.
I'm just... Oh. 1 second here. Martin. Thank you for being here, by the way. So Martin and me are very busy. We don't normally have times to hang out. So this is actually a chance for us just to hang out for a little bit and catch up. So if you guys want to ask us some questions, you can. But we'll also just be going way, I think, definitely off and just talking about a million fucking things right now.
I did. I finished Death Stranding finally on my stream last week.
Man, it lost me when I got to the first town. It really did.
The first town? Oh, wow.
It's the one where, what's-his-face, Troy Baker showed up and was being all Troy Baker everywhere.
Yeah, where you got
when Troy Baker showed up and just got Troy Baker all over everything, I was like, I'm done with this game now.
He said it's Troybin time.
It's time to Baker me some money. I don't know what he said.
Yeah.
He said his catchphrase, and I was just at that point, I was like, all right, I need to get to the next spot. I'm like, but Troy Baker's out there. At any given time, he could attack.
Yeah. He could be anybody.
Exactly. Troy being time with Troy Baker. I'm going to Troy. There we go, everybody. Where I do love that, like, everyone is pointing out that Hulk Hogan was morbing up. I'm like, yeah, he's clearly morbing up.
Totally morbing.
This is like, now he's hulking up. Now, no, morbing took it away from hulking.
I love that moment when he brought out a copy of the Wrestling Observer and he set fire to it and said, "Morb this, brother."
I can't wait for more batshit crazy wrestling. I really can't wait. More madness, please. Like more.
I would love that. I think wrestling needs to have a crazy.
No matter what, it boils down to a story told in the ring. Like no matter, you gotta think of it like a funnel essentially. No matter what, it boils down to what's going to happen in that squared circle at an event. But the actual funnel can be as wide as you want it to be. And it's like I've been watching specifically William Regal's podcast. And it is, man, he's a recovered drug addict and a wrestling fan. Like he's a wrestler who is a wrestling fan. It's not just job room; it's a passion. Yeah. So, sorry,
I imagine that's fascinating. Oh, no worries.
It is very intriguing because when people ask him about what he thinks about Vince McMahon, very intriguing. He's like, when I got hired by Vince McMahon, I was aware of where I stood with him. I understand that he is my boss and not my friend. And anytime he tried to ever leverage that, I would have none of it. But I always knew I was his employee, and I would always go out and do what I was required of me, which is why I had a job for as long as I did. And I'm just like, interesting. He's just like, Vince is my boss, he's not my friend. And that was his mentality about all that. I'm like, there you go. That's
the mature way of dealing with it, yeah.
Dude, that explains his longevity.
Yeah.
Because he never saw these bosses as his friends, and it's really good. He's talking about why I act this way is because of the comedians I grew up with in the 60s and 70s. Specifically, he starts listing off all these British comedians I had never heard of before, before my time. And I based it off these gentlemen because in the West, in America, they had not seen that.
Of course.
So it's new to them. So I was able to take what inspired me as a performer and mix it with what inspires me as a wrestler. And I was able to make William Regal. And I'm just like, every wrestler needs to be listening to this shit right now because this is the most succinct way of putting it. Because I've talked to some indie wrestlers and they give them no talk about character at all. They just talk about wrestling moves. No character talk. I'm like, the fuck? No character talk? What?
It's interesting because like the way we talk about sort of pilfering here and there from voice performances. Yeah. He's sort of taken elements from like popular probably stand-ups and comedians. From their characters that you know,
there is nothing original.
Yeah, everything's sort of handed down.
When I do my wrestling managing, I already want to take 3 characters and mix them together for what I do.
Ghost Napper.
No.
And okay.
No. Why I already hit perfection with that performance. There's no more. There's no more to drill.
I'm teasing.
I know, but when I get angry, I yell like Nappa. So it's what? It's fine.
I get angry when fans yell at me like Nappa.
You say! Yep.
Just the whole time.
What? Look, Vegeta, it's little Kyriba. It's little Kribba.
You can't blame him for throwing a Pokeball at me.
That's my B. Yes, I can. That's my joke. It's throwing it at Chaozu. There we go. For wrestling, I would base it off of 3 characters, one of which no one's ever seen, which is a Warhammer 40k character. I need to wear a mask. I want to wear a mask over my chin and over my mouth and maybe a little bit over my nose. That's about it. Like just enough that you can't see how my face is contorting when I talk. because I think that might be distracting, especially because you know how expressive I can be.
Oh, absolutely.
And if it's just like almost like not even a Bane mask, but something kind of like that. Not to that same degree, but something much more trimmed down than that. Which 440k character, Mortarion, the Primarch of the Death Guard, slash Erebus. So it's fine. The other one, of course, is one of my favorite characters from a movie you may know, Martin. A certain movie called, A Knight's Tale.
Elf starring Will Ferrell.
A Knight's Tale.
Oh, Heath Ledger?
No, not he. Not the Himbo Primus. I cannot.
Okay.
I can never deign to remote. I'm too old now.
It wouldn't work as a heel, I guess.
No, like because Heath Ledger in that movie is like peak himbo energy, like really just trying to do right by everybody, trying to get laid. He's just really maximum himboist. But it's specifically the guy who writes the Canterbury Tales, the guy with the addiction issue in that movie. He goes on to play Jarvis in and.
Oh yeah, Peter bloody hell.
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany, not Peter.
Paul Bettany, one of his first big movie roles, Jeffrey Chaucer's character in A Knight's Tale, is he pretty much plays a wrestling manager.
No, for real.
There's no way around that. Everyone, my lords, my ladies, I welcome so delicately. And everyone knows those entrances, and Chaucer comes out there, a drug-addled madman. My lords, my ladies, and just turns, and everybody else not sitting on a cushion! The crowd roars louder than they ever have. I'm like, oh, he's killing it. He's got the crowd on his side immediately. Oh, boy. Oh, and now here you all stand, ladies and gentlemen, as equals. And all the peasants roar. Man, the royalty wasn't happy. They're like, oh, their arms are crossing. They did not like that. I'm like immediately turning the crowd onto his side. It's just good shit. It's just he's so well-spoken and well-written that he's smarter than everybody else. So he just knows how to build up an audience. He's like the best medieval hype man ever. He's just a wrestling manager. It's so nuts to watch.
He's great, and one of my favorite little sort of Easter eggs about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the fact that Paul Bettany played Jarvis, who was originally the AI for Tony's suit in the movie.
And then he played because then the thing took over Jarvis and rebuilt Jarvis into this robot that became Vision, and I'm like, that's fucking cool. And then
the thing that I like is that Spider-Man, when Tony gives him the suit, the voice that he has is Jennifer Connelly, who is Paul Bettany's wife.
That's cool that they have a new voice. It's because like Jarvis is gone now.
Yeah,
Jarvis is like evolved essentially. Jarvis evolved, which is weird because it's a reverse of her.
Oh yeah,
that guy. What does Pot of Greed do? It allows you to draw 2 cards, ending my turn.
Yes.
Yeah. So is it true that Pot of Greed is banned?
That's my understanding. I'm not like an expert when it comes to what is or what isn't banned in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I have to update my decks like constantly when I learn that things have been banned from the chat.
Yeah.
But it's as far as I know.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is definitely a nightmare.
Yeah, you could say that. That's valid.
At this point.
I'm not really a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player myself. I play a lot of Master Duel on my streams when I can. Honestly, my favorite part about playing the game is just pulling the cards, like finding new cards and looking at the art and seeing what they do. The actual playing of the game is very stressful for me because I'm like, oh, I've got all these different things that could happen. What's going on?
Hey, we're joined by Bloody. Hey, Bloody. What's going on, Bloody, there? Hey, Naomi as well. Welcome. VTuber Talk, how's it going there? You talk about power creep in Naruto. You talk about power creep in TCG. That's also the problem. Well, we were talking about it. One of the biggest problems that happened to Yu-Gi-Oh! was special summons, in my opinion.
Maybe your wrestler name should be the Power Creep.
Nah.
No.
Maybe the suffix is just way too undeserved.
The Undertaker, the Reaper Man, the Gobbledygooker.
Now, who's the only one that survived? The Undertaker. He's the only guy. He's one of the best wrestling gimmicks of all time, and it's like one of the stupidest wrestling gimmicks of all time. He's a gravekeeper. Oh, okay. What's his finishing move? The Tombstone. Okay. What's he do? Spooky magic stuff. 30-year career.
Paul Bear is standing next to him.
That's
holding
so
an urn.
Last time I
Sounds
played
real
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Stupid.
Last time I played Yu-Gi-Oh was when XYZ summoning was the new thing.
Oh, that's like 3 generations ago, I think.
No, I mean what killed me was synchros. What happened was it deviated away from the normal special tribute summon. They deviated away from that, having all these other different ways of summoning, which completely added different rule set, which made it an entirely separate card game essentially at that point.
It did feel like they were trying to filter in different ideas of what cards should do into the game that superimpose themselves over everything that you'd learned already.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like it was erasing old stuff, and to the point where I had to like be aware of 5 to 10 different kinds of summoning.
Yeah.
And it's like these are all separate games. Like it feels like every new kind of summon is like a different card game.
It's like if they released Monopoly and then they were like, "We've updated Monopoly. Now it's Scrabble."
All you have is your Monopoly pieces.
Yeah,
Can I buy 12? Could I buy 2 o'clock lane? Nah, you can't even get to 2 o'clock lane. It's impossible to get there now. You actually don't even have the points to get there yet. Jenga VT, thank you so much.
Your hotels are useless here.
You have no power here. Either you special summon a crap ton of cards, or you negate everyone on your board when there's no one plays. I heard there's some like don't let your opponent play cards like decks now. Your opponent doesn't even get to have a turn.
Oh yeah,
like,
I've definitely
that is insanity. Yeah. The game needs to be fixed. It's like literally it becomes a game of to play at the least. You know, that's the problem. Now it's to play at the least game.
Yeah, if a game has turns, you should be able to have at least a few turns
5?
Before the game's over.
5? God forbid you get to 5 turns. Some of these games were just over in 2. I'm like, that's Dragon Mage. Don't even restore it. There's worse cards than that, but it's just one of the worst offenders. There's a card where you place it and it can't be directly attacked, and it won't lose any life points if you attack it. And if you try to attack it, they get to summon a Blue Eyes to their field. No issue.
Oh, you're talking about Lady of...
Yeah. Do I get to
White.
slap them across the face when they do it? Like, what is the
Maybe
negative repercussions for playing that? None. I'm like, and this is the problem. Back in the day, you had to sacrifice shit to get shit. Like, it was cause and effect. Now it's just free Blue Eyes. Free Blue Eye. Have all the Blue Eyes you need. Yeah, get 5 Blue Eyes out on the field. Fuck off. God damn it.
A lot of Blue Eyes. Don't get me wrong. As a Karibo, I have a natural aversion to Blue Eyes.
But Blue Eyes also have a natural aversion to you, like elephants and mice.
It's true, because there was obviously that famous episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Kaiba tried to attack Yugi and just a bunch of Karibos showed up and were like, nope. Very proud of... Many Karibos died that day, but their sacrifices will not be forgotten.
Damn, an entire race of people sacrificed themselves to stop me. Clearly, I have to prove I'm even more right than I was before.
It's okay, I'm a billionaire. Nobody will think poorly of me.
I don't have normal laws. I have super laws.
I have sociopath powers.
Dennis Reynolds was based off of me!
I am the Golden God.
I am a Golden God! You would just yell it out loud, and just with no sense of self-awareness.
0.
My rage is untethered, and it knows no bounds.
He lights a message outside Yugi's house that just says, I summon Blue Eyes White Dragon.
But he's doing the whole come and get me, arms out pose.
Yeah.
Just staring at Kaiba. Staring up at Yugi. That should just be the shots outside of Yugi's house. I summon Blue Eyes, and he's just doing the pose with his arms out. What are you going to do about it? Making a face. Hello, old man. I believe I attacked you. Yes. Should I press charges? I wouldn't suggest it. I'm rich.
Nah, no.
No, I felt bad about it for a minute. Oh, that's really all that matters.
As long as you feel bad.
I don't.
Yes, I certainly feel a lot of emotions. That's what people say usually, right?
Wink.
Wink.
You don't say the wink, Kaiba. Listen, it took me a long time to close one eye at once.
The fact that I'm communicating with you right now is a big deal.
Oh, I gotta take my glasses off here. Oh, that's right,
all
everybody. I take my glasses off my knees here. I'm about to yawn. I'm yawning.
So I don't know about if your stream chat has been asking you, but my stream chat has been asking me over and over again. Have your stream followers been asking you to play Stray?
I don't want to play Stray though, because I already know what happens. It's sad,
you do?
And sadness happens. It's a cat. It's a cat going meow. You think this isn't gonna end bad? Please.
Oh no.
Please. please. It's like when I saw The Last Guardian, I'm like, well, what? Someone's not getting out of this game alive. I'm like, well, one of those two is dead by the end of this.
That's valid. That's a valid reason not to play.
Anytime I
with
see
the
a game about
robots
an
and
animal,
the cats, I assume the cat's gonna have a bad time.
It looks really cute. Congratulations to the devs. It's awesome to see, cheaper games that are not charged $70 for a cinematic experience.
Yeah.
It's just nice to see. It's just nice to see. People are still talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Thoughts on Cross Duel? Now, Where Shark 13, I've not looked that much into Cross Duel. I'm not sure what kind of a game it is. Is it just Yu-Gi-Oh, like traditional Yu-Gi-Oh, except there's four players, but it's different. It looks kind of like Dungeon Dice Monsters a little bit. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, they did cross duels in the show itself, actually.
Yes, they did a variation on that. Like, you could say that the Kaiba, Joey, Yami, Merrick, Yami duel.
Oh, that was actually one of my favorite duels in the game because it was.
It's a good one, yeah.
No, it's good because it was more than just one plot.
Yeah.
There were so many separate plots going on in that scene. It was Joey Yugi. It was Joey Kaiba. It was Yugi Kaiba, Yugi Joey, and then Yugi Merrick. I think even Joey and Merrick ended up having butting heads at one point too. And it was just
they certainly did.
And it's just what I loved about that was there were so many separate relationships at risk in that round circle, and I just wish they did more of that in the show because I think it's more interesting.
That was a fun duel because it wasn't like the stakes were super high. It was just who's gonna duel who. So it was a nice little fun diversion as well as having an interesting dynamic.
They need it, in my opinion. Like when it comes to wrestling, I find one-on-one matches very rarely entertain me.
Oh, really?
They can be really good, but there has to be a lot going on in the match for me to really be entertained by two people one-on-one wrestling.
Oh,
very
Jim
rarely.
Cornette would have so many rants about you.
Yeah, it's fine, but I like tag team wrestling more. I like tag team and multi-man matches more because I think you can get more stuff in, and for that reason, you can tell a more compelling story. I think one-on-one matches are absolutely essential for wrestling, but in my opinion, too often for not. They're the most often default way of putting on a match. I know why, because it's just got to put two performers out there and they put on a show and that's what you pay for, and having a bunch of tag matches mean you got to pay a lot of guys. I get that, but for myself, I just find a lot of one-on-one matches aren't even worth watching half the time.
Wow.
They can be interesting. They can be fine. They can be average. That's the worst criticism I have for them, really.
I do think tag matches tend to be more exciting overall.
They do. They just one of my favorite match outside of Royal Rumble is. Because Royal Rumble is my favorite match of all time. It's just I think that's a lot of people's favorite match of all time. Sure. Because when you get dumped in the Royal Rumble, you don't look weak. You don't. You didn't lose. You just got eliminated from the giant multi-man match. You got eliminated. Sure. It's a different. I love the 5v5 Survivor Series match.
Oh, interesting.
I love it. I love a good elimination match because the stories you can tell with that, with having pretty much your team has a health bar, has lives.
Yeah.
And I like a story that can be told that way because you can have a quick elimination, somebody go against longer, you can tell a story about how somebody fought a long time and then managed to defeat a guy and then just gets defeated immediately by a much stronger opponent. Like, there's a million different ways. There's so many different ways that this can be done. It's how you can really step up a lot of people and put them on the same level as other performers.
Yeah, I won't lie. A good Survivor Series match, there's nothing quite like that. Like
Undertaker debuted in one of those, and that's one of the reasons why he was popular, because he kicked ass in that fight. And everyone was quiet when he was wrestling, going like, who is this guy? Oh my god. You got this new guy fighting with all these bigwigs immediately, and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, if you tell that story, it makes and honestly, you could. That's a potentially star-making match.
Bingo! That's why I love it as a match. In my opinion, I'm surprised. Like, when there was an era in wrestling where a lot of matches were just 4v4 tag matches, everyone's like, ugh, why? Because you get your 8 biggest stars out there in one match. That's why. That's why. And you get singles matches eventually for when it comes to that point, but I feel like sometimes they should too many long-form 1v1 plots. When it should be a lot of other people involved.
That's true. There's a lot of that, and certainly in mainstream.
We will see how much that changes because, for example, I saw the card a couple weeks ago in AEW, and there were 5 singles matches, and I went, why? You need 2.
Especially with so many factions in that company.
Thank you. I'm like, dude, you could literally put on a 5-way elimination match for the TNT Championship every fucking week with a new selection of wrestlers for 6 months straight, and every match would be a banger.
Problem with that, though, is that unless you booked it a certain way, those matches would be like half the show.
That's there you go. But like instead we have a bunch of singles matches. I'm like, how about we put all 4 of those guys in a giant multi-man match for a title? And then have them all have blow-off matches for what happens in that match. This is me armchair booking. This is where I'm just sitting there going like, oh, I would have done it this way.
I mean, what wrestling fan doesn't do that?
Oh my god, right? But we always have that. That's why I always try and say the power of foresight. It's like that's why I'm not trying to say they should have booked it this way. Wow, I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying with the amount of talent they have, they should book more multi-man. They should book more multi-man shit. And it's almost always when they book a multi-man thing, it's amazing. I just wonder how many wrestlers in the back are going, I need my singles match. Okay.
Yeah.
You sure you wouldn't rather have a multi-man match and share the screen with other people? No! Me! Okay. It kind of feels like that sometimes. It does. Which is why I appreciate the factions and like what Jericho does half the time, even though Jericho himself is one of the most complicated human beings.
He is certainly a...
What a life!
Puzzle.
What a life! What
Yeah.
a life! What a life! The man is. Oh Jesus Christ! I've never met a person more infuriatingly, confusingly respectable.
He's certainly made himself unforgettable. That is what I will say about Chris
One of
Jericho.
a kind, and it's like you'll hear these sketchy stories, and all of a sudden you'll see him donating money to a wrestler he's never met before. I'm like, who is this man? Who is he?
Yeah.
I can't believe this man is the color gray. Never before have I seen a man be more the color gray than that man.
But then he dresses up like the Painmaker, and it's just way more
Listen,
just cringe.
let him have his fanboy moment.
Let him have midlife crisis, the gimmick. Okay.
I mean, that's his whole run in AEW.
Yeah.
But also, we haven't gotten there yet. But here's the thing: I feel like we always have different versions of Jericho, and we're gonna get when we get to old man, I'm not old, damn it, Jericho. It's gonna be the best. He's gonna be in a wheelchair with a cane. He's gonna be in a wheelchair with a cane, just grabbing people by the leg. I hate you! Ah! He'll grab people he'll grab someone around the neck with his cane, and he'll pull himself towards just so he can punch them in the groin. I swear to God, he's gonna do shit like that.
I can't wait to see old man Chris Jericho do the cocky pin with the flex and come on, baby.
What if that's his last win ever, and he finally wins with it?
Ah!
I just looks around.
Huh?
What?
That'll be great.
Good stuff. What if he comes out again? Move number 8, arm bar. He just goes back to the list. He's not done yet. He's still got to read off the list.
I could see that happening at like a Hall of Fame speech or something.
Did you ever watch his Broken Skull Ranch thing with Stone Cold?
I don't think I did.
It was genuinely amazing. I would genuinely suggest watching it because, in particular, they had Chris Jericho. This is actually this was all going somewhere, guys. Don't worry. They had Chris Jericho. They started playing his debut, and Jericho's like, I haven't watched this in 10 years. He starts looking away. And all of a sudden, and then Stone Cold's like, whoa, you haven't why don't you watch this? This is amazing. He's like, I can't. The problem with this stuff is I see my mistakes. I just come out of WCW, so I'm so used to mugging it for the camera, making the most out of every second. I get into WWE, they're like, all right, we're throwing out 10 minutes with The Rock, immediately into the deep end. So everything, my gut instinct to mug the camera and make faces to get noticed is still playing in the back of my head, and you can see it throughout me mugging at the beginning, and I kind of deviate away from it, but I look back at that, and I just think about how I was in the right mindset going into this promo, and I almost messed it up, and I'm like, damn, dude, what a fucking way of looking at it. Holy shit. And he's like, dude, you're not even looking at one of the best debuts of all time.
I know, right?
I'm mugging the camera. I'm just like, dude, it's one of the best debuts of all time. Yeah, but I made a mistake. It's like, oh my god, holy shit.
Yeah, that's... A lot of performers have that, I feel, like, where they
don't
just can't
watch their old
themselves.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's been a consistent thing with the old guys on Stone Cold's show, is they don't watch their old shit because they just regret. They go, I could have done that better.
Yeah.
Green Guy, don't worry. He has lots of matches you can watch.
Who's that? What?
The Undertaker.
Oh, it's The Undertaker. Yeah,
The Undertaker.
He has had a few matches. I think you can go back and watch some of them.
Many of them are good, even.
Hey, if you get Fall Guys, I believe there's an Undertaker costume that is coming in the store.
That's so funny.
That's like basically having an Undertaker match, right?
You can't push the police costumes out of the way when you're wearing that one, though.
Oh, you can.
And ballsy of him to wear that shirt for his documentary. I'm not gonna lie.
Jesus, yeah.
When I saw that he was wearing a Blue Lives Matter shirt during his documentary, I'm like, dude, they're filming this. Like, you can think that wrong thought all you want, but I'm telling you, as a son of a police officer, I'm like, dude, my mom wasn't born as a police officer. Doing the cutting thing. What are you doing? My mom wasn't born. She wasn't born with a baton swinging coming out of her mother's vagina. Okay, that's not what happened. Hoity-toity, going to be dealing with some of this policing, hey? I just go back to I think back to the Simpsons episode where they banned booze, where they're at the parade.
Oh yes.
It's St. Patrick's Day, and the tribute to Irish cops float, and there's just the Irish cops all spinning their batons across the nothing to see here, just smacking people in the face nonstop. Oh, that episode's really racist towards the Irish, but also it's kind of funny low key.
It all comes back to
enough of the writers were white enough.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, they were some of my favorite jokes back in the day, and that's one thing. Looking back at your old content, some of it ages well, some of it doesn't. You have lots of jokes you regret. I have jokes I regret. Oh God, please.
We have lots of them barely constitute as jokes at this point.
Yeah, you know, some of them just like something I thought at the time. Something I thought was funny at the time. 2010, I still think edgy humor's funny. I finally got away from it after I realized that it wasn't a good joke. So, I mean, you know, I think it's always imperative that you look back at old stuff that you worked on, because if you look back and you regret it and it's bad, that's good. If you look back and it's bad and you love it still, I don't know about that.
It's important to recognize patterns in your behavior that can be toxic or damaging, or
as long as you're recognizing of it, I don't think anyone should give you grief, especially if you've made changes. You know, I feel like if you've actively gone out of your way to change shit, then what else is there to be done? People just want to finger wag you, and it's like, get out of here, go wag it at somebody else.
There are valid conversations to be had, but at the same time, like you say, giving someone grief for something that is long in the past is
one of the main reasons why I think that happens is because a lot of the change people want to bring about effectively, they can't.
I'm sure.
They can't, and like some of the people they want to hold accountable will never be held accountable.
Kind of impotent.
Yeah, so you try to reclaim your power, but it's kind of a waste of time though to go after people from the past. Are there current grievances we have to deal with? You know, that's always what I go is, are we out of current grievances? I didn't know we had to go back. Like, you know, I always think I think what it is I think it's well intentioned initially, but it becomes more of a self-serving thing that doesn't actually help anybody. So that's why I'm very much, in my opinion, I think, well, it's just me being all critical. But it will always bug me that some people claim to be good people when all they want to do is just bully someone. That's all they want to do.
There are people who just can't relax unless they're on a crusade about something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's those kinds of people that I just have zero patience for, because they don't care about anything. They don't actually care about anything. They're on a euphoric high of feeling like what they do is mattering, and all they're doing is hurting other people. And they're saying that they're good people doing it. It's just that they found their government-sanctioned whipping boys, and they're just whipping them, essentially.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but they'll be like, I'm a good person. Like, no, dude, you're spending your time hurting somebody. That's not a good thing, even if they deserve it. You shouldn't relish this feeling. You know?
At a certain point, you're a participant.
You become the bad guy. What point are you the villain now? You know? Where is the crossover at that point? And I think we as a society in which we live in are starting to realize that a little bit more.
Isn't that right, Batman?
Oh yeah. There is, what is it? There's a difference between, you know, there's a lot of people out there who should be held accountable that just refuse to be held accountable, and instead of trying, all right, well, we're gonna hold you accountable, they just go after people who are more likely to listen to being held accountable, and that's the problem. Is that they're focusing on the wrong fights, not the more harder fights. And I just feel in society right now, especially with the way in the States and how a good chunk of the country are trying to take away women's right to like choosing what happens to their own fucking body. That is insanity to me, and like that is the fight you got to focus on, because people's physical rights to the body they were gifted when they were born are being taken away from them because someone else who they've never met is angry they were born with a 4-inch dick. You know? Something happened a long time ago. A bunch of guys were born with tiny dicks, and they're just taking it out on all the women.
Well, I don't want to body shame anybody.
No. I am going to body shame these guys because I don't know what their problem is and why they hate women so much. But clearly, something happened a long time ago that they need to go to therapy for, and not make it all of our fucking problem.
Certainly. It is certainly something they should be turning inwards on themselves.
Oh, they won't want to do that because that implies that they're not perfect. And
it requires self-awareness.
Well, this is the problem when you have narcissists who suck at everything. Is, you know, they just think they're great and they don't do anything. Oh, I'm just great. It's like, it's the worst problem. Like, we've met narcissists, Martin. You and I have met narcissists.
Oh, yes.
We've met plenty of narcissists, and some of them have earned that narcissism. But some of them, you're like, why are you so full of yourself? You don't do anything.
Yeah.
And those ones are the most baffling to me, because it's like they're not even aware of it, and I know they're angry at everybody else, and they're making it all our problem.
I won't lie, like meeting someone who loves themselves unconditionally, that's always weird for me. That's all I never can quite get my head around them or get along with them that well. And of course, I entering the voice acting community, it's just like red flags everywhere.
Oh, dude, toxic positivity and a lot of like glass houses.
A little bit. I hate to say it.
No, dude, it's fine. Dude, acting is a bunch of neurodivergent artists who are confident enough that they want to put their art out there, but nervous enough that they don't want people giving them grief for it. So it's one of those frustrating. Yeah, it's one of those frustrating lines. So you meet people all over that spectrum of that, right? You probably met plenty of actors are the most phenomenally talented performers ever that don't think anything of themselves.
It's true. Right? It's true. Yeah, absolutely. I don't mean to suggest that all actors are
no
themselves, but it's just it does encourage a certain mindset.
It does. I'm so done with human. Me too, Mikasa.
I'm so done with human.
Sig Artie 0058, I think, is slowly approaching 2 years. Slowly but surely. Absolutely. And Jackie-san. It's... I don't know. I don't want to call it toxic positivity, but there's also just, like... There's a lot of people dealing with different issues in that regard. A lot of people are just dealing with... Like, this is why I'm happy that we call it a spectrum now of neurodivergency.
Yeah.
Because it's much more than just ADHD or autism or OCD. It's like, it really can be a mixture of everything in that regard. Like, when I was a kid, I was diagnosed as ADHD in grade 1. So, like, in the early 90s. So I was one of the early, like, yeah, that guy's got it. Color him red! Same goes with cosplayers. Yeah. It's just like I was talking about this a couple of streams ago, but this is kind of just a problem. There's an epidemic in North America of narcissists who suck at everything they do.
Oh, Aggro1 Games. Thank you.
What the fuck?
20 gift subs there.
Aggro1 Games completely endorsing the thing I just said. Obviously.
Obviously.
Aggro1 Games, dude. 20 gifted shots. God bless, bro. That's so damn kind of you. Seriously. Thank you so much. Holy shit, 20 gifted shots. The fuck?
So many shots.
That's shots. That's a fair amount of shots. Aggro1 Games, thank you so much. But that's like... It's like an epidemic of mid-narcissists.
I feel like they mentioned cosplayers and we talked about actors, and I'm sure it's proliferated in wrestling as well, but a lot of it is...
Oh my god, can I be honest with you real quick here? If I see one more wrestler complain online about not being booked or overlooked when all they do is first name, last name, and do wrestling moves and be 5'6", I will lose my fucking mind. I don't know what to tell you guys. There's one spot for that. And Bryan Danielson. Do something else.
Yeah, he's kind of cornered the market
there. Holy shit. Yeah, you know the moves? Cool. And everyone gets mad at that and. Everyone gets that. The and is what makes people care about you, bro. It's like Kid Bandit is crushing...
product.
Kid Bandit is crushing it after 1 year of a career. Crushing it online. Have you seen Kid Bandit stuff?
I've certainly seen clips of Kid Bandit. Yeah,
Kid Bandit went viral. Kid Bandit went viral 3 days ago on Twitter.
Yeah, with the Keyblade, right?
No, not the Keyblade one was okay. Another clip Kid Bandit uploaded actually went viral with over 750,000 views.
Oh.
Which is Kid Bandit taking a chair shot to the face and falling over backwards perfectly. Shit. Like just perfect seamless fall over, like it's comedic timing perfection. And also Kid Bandit was just done, had two blades on their hand, doing the and do a pose, bend down, look up, chair and face fall over perfectly, and that's the end of the clip. It's a perfect clip, and they already had 10,000 likes on the video, and that is more attention than most indies have gotten in 5 years on the indies combined. Is in that one move, and it's if you do something authentically, if you're not just doing moves. You know, you got, like, the flourish, the character, the anime, the Twisted Metal Keyblade is named by Taka. Yes, before Kid Bandit went and wrestled that match, they sent me a photo of their Keyblade wrapped in barbed wire, and they asked me to name it.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, well, no, the default was barbed wire blade, but nah. You gotta go. The naming scheme in that is always a little bit. It's not on the nose, not so direct. There's like one like level removed. So I went. It's twisted around. It's made of twisted metal blade. And it's a second video game reference.
It fits.
It fits. It's twisted metal, and also I think that fits with one of the worlds too. So boom, and there you go. It's like you gotta have more than just. It's like even in VTubing, even in cosplay. All right, you made the cosplay. So you're making the costume, cool. And where's all my success? I went and spent all this money. Where's my success?
Yeah.
I went to school. I went to school to learn how to be. I went to the voiceover class. I went to the workshop.
Why am I not voice actor now?
I bought the VTuber rig. I went to the wrestling classes. Where's my success? It's just like, dude, that's just one part of it. That's just getting the thing you need. Like, in my opinion, people always ask me what's like the VTube. I'm like, you mean use OBS Studio? Because I spend more time in OBS Studio than I do in VTube Studio.
That is the difficult part, yeah.
Yeah, this is just a tool. There's lots of things that can work into stuff like that, but you still need to have everything else around you, right? It's the only way really to make this stuff work. There's more to it. There always is more to it, and I think you've become just a mook in a field oversaturated. You have to do something that is unique. Bingo! You know, there's a bunch of people in this community. I think even Abridging fell into that regard. People were just making an abridged series or whatever series had come out. Didn't even care for the show. They don't even know how it ends. They've already started it, though.
You wouldn't believe how many times I had, and I completely understand where they were coming from with these questions, but I had so many so many like new abridgers that would come to me and say,
New abridgers.
The new abridgers. They would come to me and say, how do you get noticed? How do I get people to watch the show? And it's like honestly, one of the only reasons that I even got noticed was because I was basically ahead of the curve a little bit. Like you couldn't repeat.
You started, dude. You were the first to the line, and you came up with the name. You did. And I know you give yourself grief because someone else could have done that, but you were the first one to do it, and you popularized the name that became kind of the de facto way of describing it. And
I wish I could give like a formula. I wish I could tell people like this is the trick to it, but yeah,
it's just, dude. It's in the end, if you're into the show and you like it, people who love a show truly can make fun of it in a way that you know. It's. There is no set way. I remember one time, right when I started Abridging. Can I give you a story? I think I told you the story one time.
It's your stream.
When I first started, well, no, you're my guest. When I first started, there was a guy I got into a call with, and he was asking me for Abridging advice. He's like, I'm trying to find my screw the rules I have money line. And I'm like, why? He's like, well, I need to have that screw the rule I have money line because people love that line. I'm like, yeah, and? I mean, your script should be good, dude. You shouldn't be trying to come up with a catchphrase. You're focused on writing a catchphrase. And that's it. Not focused on making a script that people want to watch a second time.
Yeah.
That's I think one of the reasons why I think your show in particular did really well. It improved in quality immediately to episode 2. Like immediately you upped your stakes on everything. But there was a consistency that people could follow along and enjoy. And that's not consistency necessarily, but it's not like all of a sudden the style of humor completely changes. Like as a different writer is taken over for the show, right?
Sure.
It's the same writer. It's why South Park has the fan base it does. You know, it's like it's been the same writers the whole time. I think people like a certain style of writing, and they'll be like, "Oh, I like this," because that writer grows and evolves as well with time.
That's true.
Which is why I feel stuff like GBZ and Hellsing Abridged was so good. 100 bits. I used to make comic dubs back in 2015. It took off. The sole reason that I was the only one that didn't do Five Nights at Freddy's or Undertale comic dubs. I was the only one that didn't take off, and it took off for the sole reason I was the only one that didn't do Five Nights at Freddy's Undertale comic dubs. Instead, I did original online comics. Then got scammed by the NBC network broadcasting company.
Whoa, that took a turn. What?
Well, Green Guy. I'm not gonna lie. That was a documentary. That was really a documentary, and we needed scary music at the end there. Then I got scammed by the NBC Network Broadcasting Company. Episode 2. It's just called the NBC Broadcasting Company. Produced by Netflix.
It's I, the NBC Broadcasting Company. We're going to screw Green Guy. Now, there's one thing I know is television is forever, brothers. Yes!
No brang, of course.
We must have a 30 Rock revival. We will bring it back.
Didn't he kill a guy?
That's fine. That didn't stop us the last time. You say that's like it's a bad thing.
My man, dead ass, lol.
Dead ass indeed.
That's
a very sad statement, though. Dead ass, like, no, give that ass life.
I think I know what dead ass stands for, which is like matter of fact.
It's like saying, my interpretation of it was like, it's their way of saying, yeah, seriously, dead ass.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I'm not messing around here. I'm not fucking around. I'm not fucking kidding. My man, I'm not fucking kidding. Well, yeah, it works.
There you go.
I like how everyone will like crap on A Big Bang Theory. You know, can I actually talk about one thing? Do you notice? Look, when I started Abridging, one of the weirdest things to me was the amount of people who would just talk shit about other shows that were successful.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
no, that's true.
And I was just like, they're like, oh, Family Guy's not a good show, and all I could think is, I'm like, but then why does it make the money it does? It's like, well, I don't like it, so therefore it's bad. It's like, no, bro, you don't like it, therefore you don't like it. Like, this doesn't make it bad. If it's finding an audience and resonating with them, then it's a good show.
There was a small period of time there where the internet was like embracing Family Guy. I like right around the time season 2, season 3, then the cancellation. Everyone was like, "Family Guy, what a misunderstood classic! What a forgotten gem!"
It was fine. You know what the sad part about that show? The show itself is iffy, but the bits they cut away to are funny. Their cutaway bits are almost all the time. They're more funny than they're not. They really are, especially the newer shit. They're really.
Family Guy, like, some recent episodes have been very strong. Like, I really liked the episode with the audio commentary.
Oh, that was so funny. That was such a good episode. Just the idea
of
the Family Guy characters were essentially what happened. What I'm assuming is they had an episode that was dog shit, and they knew it. So they're like, let's write over another episode with another episode while they're doing commentary while they process a divorce. I'm like, this is just fun. This is my kind of comedy. I love this. This is very pervasive, and this is like very meta. It's meta in a way that doesn't derail it though.
Everybody knows what an audio commentary is at this point, and if you're watching Family Guy, you know enough about like who's making it to understand the jokes that they layer in there.
Oh, the T-Man 325. Thank you so freaking much. Hand to Jay and Green Guy. The T-Man?
Is the T-Man related to the G-Man?
I hope not.
And shine, Mr. Takahata.
It's time for
and shine.
But I can't talk. Caution, laser! Caution, laser! What does it all mean? The T-Man 325. I actually never got to the end of Freeman's Mind.
Oh, really?
I never got to the end of it, no.
I think I watched the final one like a few years back.
I know he started up 2 a couple of years ago.
He did, yeah.
I need to watch that because that was the one I'm like, I need to see the 2's version of this because 2 just has more shit being thrown at you.
Have you ever seen Half-Life with the AI being self-aware?
No, I have not. But now I need to.
I need you to see this because it's one of the funniest things I've seen.
You're gonna have to link that to me. I need to watch that after the show. Then obviously,
it's basically. Let me pitch this to you, please.
Okay,
it's somebody playing Half-Life, the original. I think it's a modded version where they're using VR and all the physics.
I know what you're talking about. I saw a video from this, and then all the other characters are people playing the characters, right?
That's right.
Oh, that's so great.
It's
and
brilliant. If you've never
Gordon
seen it,
Roops!
Yes.
I've seen clips of that, and it's fucking fun. Like, I'm guessing they just did a batch recording, and they just cut it down to the best parts.
Well, I believe they streamed it, and yes, they edited it down to sort of its bare essentials. But
help, Gordon! I need help me, Gordon. Now follow me. Help me, Gordon.
It's very long, but it's worth the time you put into it because they stick the landing, in my opinion. It's fantastic.
That takes commitment because that's like a 15-hour or 20-hour game, right?
It's a long one. But
it's a long one.
You can watch the whole thing in basically a day.
Well, I've been looking for more shows to binge.
I recommend it. I don't recommend a lot of internet comedy. I don't recommend a lot of comedy in general, but I highly recommend checking out Half-Life with the AI being self-aware.
I got my list of shows I suggest. I'm not that I don't have taste that's too far off the realm. I think liking South Park in a modern day already makes me kind of an off-putting person. So here's the thing. I recognize that there are 2 guys in their 50s writing jokes, and I recognize some of their worst moments. They were in their 20s still.
Absolutely.
In the 90s. It's
like crazy.
They fucked up with the trans community, but they also fucked up with the addiction community, and they've walked both of those back big time. When I do because I'm going to do a top 25 best episodes and top 25 worst episodes list, and the worst episode will be a tie for Mr. Garrison's Fancy New Vagina and Eek, a Penis, which are the two horrifically transphobic episodes.
Sounds right.
Yeah, they're 2 Gen Yers who lived in the Midwest. They didn't know anything about that subject, and later seasons they actually walked that shit back. In the same season, they actually, what seems to be the officer problem? That joke, that legendary joke was in one of the worst episodes of the show. And it's the Bloody Mary episode where the ending message of the episode was, being all or nothing for an addict is easy, but doing a little bit, that takes discipline. I'm like, fuck you. The condescension of that line is like, dude, some people have to be all or nothing. Because the chemical addiction that has with them, and they walked a lot of that addiction stuff back in the later season, where they actually did the freemium isn't free episode, one of the more recent seasons, where they did the cell phone microtransaction game episode.
I've not seen a lot of the new ones.
It's
I'll be honest.
insanely good. I would argue South Park's gotten way better over the years. I think, in particular, the freemium isn't free episode. Actually, they whole hog used dialogue they heard in a pitch meeting from a mobile app game. They use like no we want to make sure that we're just getting just a core group of people for the money. They're literally encouraging them to be okay with getting whales. This was something that literally happened. They had a pitch meeting where they were pitched a mobile app game. I believe it was by the Simpsons Tap Out guys.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, yeah, go on, like saying how much money they can make from such a small amount of their fan base. I'm like, aren't we taking advantage of addicts? And they're like, well, not I mean, kind of. Dude, they didn't want to admit that. And then they're like, wow. So they made the freemium isn't free episode.
Makes
after
sense.
that pitch meeting. Yeah. So like stands on his knees praying. Why am I addicted to stuff? Why does that happen to me? God, can you answer me, please? And all of a sudden, Satan comes through the floor. You have summoned Satan. And Satan sits down and completely explains what a modern day addiction is. All right, you got the things in your brain called dopamine, right? You know, that's what you get from eating food and having sex. You know, that's like, you know, birds, you know, animals and fish and shit. You know, that's nature. But now, you know, humans, because we have such an abundance of everything, you know, it's really easy to get a dopaminic overreaction. And then, you know, there's dopamine fuck up in your brain at some point, and then, you know, it just kind of messes with shit because of your genetics and everything. Yeah. Are you saying because I'm like this, I gotta be cautious? I mean, yeah, I gotta be more cautious when it's more susceptible to it. Yeah. And I'm like, holy shit. What the fuck? It's going from that addiction episode to this was like, Jesus, what a whiplash. Of like, it's like, I'm like, someone went to rehab that they know.
Indeed, yeah. I bet.
Someone went to rehab. Someone they know went to rehab. That's what happened.
Hey, that's valid. That's valid. If they were taught from that,
yeah.
If they understood.
It's like the Sissy episode, CISSY. Oh boy. So Cartman's tired of not being able to get a bathroom during lunchtime. So he goes into the girl's bathroom and just puts a bow tie on, and then gets angry at anybody who starts referring to him as a boy. So he used the bathroom. So they give him his own bathroom, and it becomes this whole thing about like. And the final speech is, now listen, now we have several sets of bathrooms. Now we have the bathroom for people who are uncomfortable peeing next to people who apparently are a different gender from them, and we have the other two bathrooms for all the normal people who don't care. And I'm like, damn, South Park, all the normal people exactly. Every bathroom in your home is gender neutral. Like, why was this such a fucking painful thing to do? It's just the idea of people like enjoying being in their own skin, you know, I guess. Just people don't like that. Speaking of shows, Peter Grill got announced for season 2. Poor son of a bitch. You don't know what Peter Grill is.
No.
Peter Grill is a realistic take on what would happen in a harem manga. It's literally the first page is the end of the anime. He's defeated the big bad guy at the tournament, and then a bunch of the girls are like, all right, now you have to have sex with us. He's like, whoa, I have a girlfriend, and I'm very serious about her, okay? So then they seduce him and chain fuck him all night. So he's like, oh God, how did this happen? He just keeps having sex with him. Oh God, I'm a bastard. And then he's like, his girlfriend's like, all right, you're saving yourself for me. Oh yeah, totally, man. All right, because now we need to do some politics. Here is the orc queen from another land. She chain fucks the fuck out of him because he's the most powerful man in the world, so they all want powerful babies. And that's the joke. And he's just always stressed out. And then his sister shows up and she's guts. I'm not kidding. It's just a wacky show. Just a wacky ass show.
Okay.
What if a harem manga was played out to its nth degree?
So it's an anime?
Yeah, it's short. The anime episodes are 10 minutes long.
Oh, okay. So it's not an anime studio production.
It's a studio is making it, but it's like, you remember like how they had that one guy where he like the skeleton guy who sold books for 10-minute episodes?
Yeah, or like
it got the 10-minute episode thing. Kind of got the Adult Swim 10-minute.
I see.
For that show. That's all it needs. It does not need any more. It does not. There's no plot. It just once you cut it down, you got like 4 or 5 minutes of plot, and then the 5 minutes of like low key sex. Yep. Regret. I googled it.
Low key.
Not really, because more and more girls keep showing up to have sex with him.
Yeah, it sounds.
And he's
like
gosh,
it raises the stakes.
Oh yeah, then they have to deal with the goblin invasion, and then they have to. He meets Goblin Lair.
Oh.
It's not Goblin Slayer, it's Goblin Lair. He's like Goblin Slayer, only has sex with all the goblins instead.
I see.
Yes, you see. He's actually who they send to deal with goblin invasions. He just has sex with all the goblins, and they're all cool now.
All right.
Don't take this show seriously, okay? Don't take it seriously. Don't take it seriously. Don't take it seriously at all. Exactly. Oh, and the girlfriend's dad also will kill him if he ever cheats on his daughter, which is good shit. I can't more. Great, good. More stakes. More stakes. More stakes for the eventual explosion.
More stakes for the Peter Grill.
What was the show's name exactly? The Fantastical Adventures of Peter Grill. I don't know if that's the name, but just type in Peter Grill. Hey, Peter, I'm on my grill. There we go.
Can't wait for the Netflix adaptation, George Foreman Grill.
And to think, Hulk Hogan almost had those.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. It was
Is
down
that,
to
is that true, or is that something
yeah.
Hulk Hogan
you can look it up. It was down to George Foreman and Hulk Hogan, and they went with George Foreman.
That could have changed a lot of things. That's a different world right there.
Oh, yes, it is. The Hulk Hogan. The Hulk Hogan grill?
Yeah.
Oh, Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time. Correct. That's the post-nut clarity.
Oh, for real.
They refer to it as the Philosopher's Time. That's where he's lying there with all the girls around him going, oh my fucking god, what a mess. I gotta get out of this situation. I can't keep having sex with them. This is only gonna make the problem worse. That night he does it again. Damn it!
Much like the philosophers of old.
Yeah. Absolutely. I wanted to leave, but I had to stay for a little bit more to know about the sauce law. Well, now you do, Naomi. Now you do. Now you do. Oh my god. We actually got another half an hour here with me. Are you cool with that? Are you cool with another half an hour with me?
If you're okay with half an hour with me.
Are you kidding me? Let's talk about Attack on Titan Abridged.
Oh, I was so involved with that.
Exactly. How does it feel? I'm not gonna lie. Can I tell you a true story?
Please.
I found out that one of the supporters of ours shared it through a company email chain, and it was sent to everybody in a certain company, and it was met to mixed reviews.
Wait, was this before you guys? I mean, I don't know how much of this is
public. Before. That's all I can say is, oh boy, boy, did we fly too close to the sun on that one. Let's just say we might have flown too close to the sun on that one.
Wow, wait. So who emailed? Like who? No,
I can't tell you. I'm not gonna tell you who. I'm not gonna get them in trouble because they told us. And all I'm gonna say is it was very interesting to see what happened in that regard. It's the best one shot ever by accident.
Yeah, no. At least you ended on a high note.
Yeah, dude. It ended with an ending. The sad joke is I had a whole other episode written ready to go. It's one of my best jokes I've ever written.
I remember you saying.
Would you like to hear the darkest joke, chat? Darkest joke. So here's the scene.
Go on.
Jean Kirstein of Trost, who is voiced by Rice Pirate, by the way, who plays Jean in our version. The cast list is so batshit fucked, it doesn't even make sense. That was part of it. Nostalgia Critic's the narrator. Fuck it, I went crazy. With my cast. Linkara's like their commanding officer. We just went nuts with it. I
mean, if you think of one guy who's got a very bassy man voice, he's the fantastic guy to be the general behind the wall. Okay, hold on, everybody. Whoa. Everyone. Whoa.
It was great. It was perfect. I'm like, play it up even more. Be even more starchy with the voice. Like, be even more. It's like fantastic for what we're going for here. Like, we had a bunch of That Guy with the Glasses members. We had like a bunch of members from there was tons of cameos that you might not even notice unless you actually look at the list. So the joke was we had Jean Kirstein Trust going, just him doing that weird like laugh that he has. Because my whole note was, hey Rice, you know that one scene in Family Guy when that underbite guy shows up? What if that guy was a character who you could hear? And that's what he did. That's why he dragged it out all the time. Because fuck it, I don't, dude. Just make him wacky. Just get wacky with it. There's too many characters. We're all just people.
That's
true. The show is riddled with that. We did it that way. So then he's crying, looking at the base, and then Connie laughs. Oh my God, John! I can't see you like this. Why are you crying, John? Holy shit! Titans in the city. Base is overrun, and now look. Our base of operation is under attack, and he just gestures towards the base with the Titans all like just dry humping it. Oh my God, you don't know that! He's gesturing. Connie actually does a gesture to the base. You don't know that, and it cuts to the base. This is a different scene from a different episode later in the episode, where a guy puts a gun in his mouth and goes, and about to pull the trigger, and we cut to Connie looking at the distance, hear a gunshot in the distance. See, they're still fighting.
Oh dear.
Darkest joke. Darkest joke. There we go. And there's my darkest joke, everybody. There's my darkest joke, everybody. They did it in the show. They had a guy blow his brains out in the same episode. I'm just like, all right, we'll just switch that, and there we go. That's why they think they should go there. Because they heard gunfire. When it turns out, by the way, that the end of the show, that I did not know was coming, the end of the show is they're all assholes to each other. That's the end of the show. And I'm not gonna lie, the fact that we wrote at the beginning that they were all assholes to each other, I'm like, damn, that would have paid dividends in the end. Oh, you know who I was gonna cast as Levi? I was gonna cast Purple Eyes.
Yeah. Purple Eyes?
I'm gonna cast Purple Eyes. What the fuck is going on? Be right downstairs. Why are you in an outfit? It's dirty. Purple Eyes is Levi. Loki always losing his shit. I'm on the brink right now. I'm on the brink. He's like having a Charlie Day freak out at any given moment.
Look around, Aaron. All these big-ass trees.
All right, I'm going to go up there at trees. All right, I'm going to do my hunting, and you're going to leave me here, okay? I'm going to go up there and you take care of it, all right? Okay? Good. Because Levi's crazy. He's a crazy person.
Yeah, he's not a normal person.
No, he's not. He's really fucked up in the head. It was just like, all right, let's just give it a Purple Eyes and just write madness. Abject madness. Oh, God, why didn't you? I explained this. We got stopped. Or rather, we didn't think it was safe sailing on those waters anymore. That's what happens when you release a dub before an official company, guys.
Oh gosh, that's right. That was before the official dub, wasn't it? That's right. I forgot.
Anyways, well, you know, all I can say is that was one of the last moments before they did simul-dubs.
Oh God, you think maybe that's part of it?
Oh, I don't want to think that got brought up at the meeting as an example of why we need simul-dubs. Because the show had been out for a year plus already, and everyone had already fucking watched it! It's why. Like, that's the problem. That's why simul-dubs are fantastic. I know they're stressful to make, but they've cut down a lot of piracy. They have.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They just have, because now people can, like, the show's out for a year, and it's subtitled, and you can go watch it. You're like, well, should I go wait 2 years, or should I go watch it? You know, it's like, that's the problem. Is that people they'll want to go watch it. Not to make it right that you're pirating it, but it's available, and that's the problem with any kind of content distribution thing, in my opinion. In my opinion! I know I might piss... depending on what circles.
Oh, certainly, yes.
Sorry.
Whoa. Right in my face.
I'm sorry. I'm allergic to my own bullshit sometimes. I'm having an allergic reaction. It's just too much bullshit for me, you know?
I don't know why I want to talk about Death Stranding again, but having just
let's talk about Death Stranding. You just beat it. You just beat Death Stranding.
Yeah,
it's a game featuring. Look, we need Normus Reedus' bathwater.
You do, yeah. That's part of the game.
Also, there's going to be an ad. There's going to be an ad for Normus Reedus' show that isn't canon in this universe and derails everything. If you think about it.
And if you buy the director's cut, there's a bike that you can ride that gets Norman Reedus in the game to say, "Man, this bike should be in Ride, starring Norman Reedus." And I'm not joking.
That is. Dude, you know what? That's crazy. I actually watched an episode of Ride with Norman Reedus when I was at Anime Expo. With the mountain guys. Yes, the mountain guy episode. He's in the Appalachian Mountains. He finds some moonshiners. They're all like, hey, yeah, man, we like moonshine. We like you in that deer down there walking dead. I'm like, all right, so is there another is there another car behind him where they show them all the Death Stranding trailer?
It's just naked Norman Reedus.
What the tarnation?
This dude is a baby.
What is he one of those transgenders?
Oh, jeez.
Did I get that wrong? Shit.
Oh no.
I don't, dude. That trailer is so confusing, and I would love to see Appalachian rednecks watch it and just try and after meeting Norman Reedus. Why was there a baby inside him? Is that God in the sky? You're asking all the questions.
You made me feel an emotion. How dare you?
How dare you make me feel emotions outside of ones my society won't let me feel? I'll show you.
Did you know there's an Easter egg in Death Stranding where if you look at Norman Reedus' bare feet enough times, you could unlock a little cutscene where Hideo Kojima comes out of the floor and grabs you by the legs.
I believe that happens. Hideo Kojima knocks on your door. He knocks on the door to your house. He has enough money. And he comes into your house and he just drags you away from the screen. You failed. You failed. And he beats you. He's small, but he beats you all the same. His power. His power is so shocking. If you look at his dick enough times, he punches the camera. Yeah, that one I saw. That one's funny. I didn't look at his dick a lot. I just saw the clip of all the weird animations that happened in that room. Where you have pointless load screens and pointless animations for different things. My favorite.
Yeah, my understanding is that Kojima literally had Norman Reedus sit in a little room with cameras everywhere for like a few hours and just said, just do stuff. So Norman Reedus is like, fuck, I don't know. I'm going to stick my tongue out.
I should have signed that. I thought I was going to be in the scary game, not this one about heaven.
Yeah. So my understanding is Guillermo del Toro told Norman Reedus that he was going to get a phone call from Hideo Kojima and that he should say yes to anything that he says. And that's why Norman Reedus is in Death Stranding.
I mean, that's fine. They probably paid him a fuck ton of money anyway.
They probably did. I'm sure he got a lot out of it, and he's coming back for the sequel, so...
Yeah, there you go. He clearly had a fine time doing it. And I just think the game is interesting, a lot of interesting ideas, and I think it's neat that Hideo Kojima made his indie game. He made his indie game. He made his game that he wanted to make. Not a studio wanted to make. He wanted to make it that way. And
I can't wait to see how he fleshes it out for Death Stranding 2.
Well, if Metal Gear Solid 2 is anything to go off of,
oh boy.
It's going to be a wild fucking... We're going to hell. We're going to hell.
Someone else who meets Norman Reedus, who calls himself Daryl.
No, hell is going to come through and rewind time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Now they're going to start rewriting time and sending it back to the time it needs to be. 1978.
Oh, man, are we delivering things to people in the 70s now?
No, there's going to be time holes.
Time holes?
Why not? You gotta add something else. Okay, they have the rain makes time go faster. Okay,
it does.
Which is a neat effect. I like the idea of a world changing to that effect. I like when science has changed and the world has to adjust to it. I like those kinds of like those kind of apocalyptic scenarios. So I actually like Death Stranding as a story. As a game, it didn't do it for me. As a story, I was actually kind of finding some of the science behind it really enthralling.
It's really fascinating, like, just the idea of humanity having to adapt to a strange apocalypse, not the traditional apocalypse.
No, I love apocalypse with one scientific thing has changed. Just one little thing is shifted up, and the way life works now is entirely different. And the fact that everyone has to be so far away because if you die, you cause an explosion is nuts to me to think about. Well, like a black hole explosion, where I don't even know where dying is worse than being alive. I don't even know. It doesn't make sense. I don't even know. What happened? Why was that guy stabbing himself? Why did he...
Because
when he hits that thing, does it explode then? It has to, merge the two? Okay.
If a living thing connects with something from the other side, then it causes a void out. If a dead body... if someone dies, it creates a BT, and that BT will try to connect with something that is alive that will cause a void out. So if it's just... If the guy killed himself successfully, he would have been dead, and it would have not caused a void out. It just would have
been one of those big BTs would have just started walking around instead of exploding.
The big BT is something unique. It's something else.
So that is, again, my only confusion with... Tiffany, thank you so much for the raid, and that's Del Toro's magic at work, baby.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Del Toro, that Pinocchio trailer came out today.
That looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good. It's weird to say, that Netflix animation looks fantastic. I'm glad it's coming out. But it's true. We can say that. Because I looked at the trailer, I was like, this looks nice.
Del Toro's always worth watching, even if I think Del Toro is very hit and miss, but it's always worth seeing his films.
I always believe that every director has a certain skill on top of directing, on top of that. And his skill set is set design.
Oh, fantastic, yes.
He is a set design skill tree, whereas in someone like, say, Sam Raimi, he's a camera operator director. Like, he knows his camera work.
Very kinetic.
Yes, very. Every director has a different style. Del Toro likes painting a picture. He really does.
And I love that he's not afraid to work with extensive prosthetics.
No, he doesn't. He prefers prosthetics because they look better and they age better. That's why the original Hellboy looks good.
Yeah.
The original Hellboy's still good. Ay. It's like, I like his take on Hellboy and Blade 2. I keep forgetting he made Blade 2. I keep forgetting that's his.
So, yeah,
Once
supposedly,
again, great
that's
movie.
where Guillermo del Toro met Norman Reedus, because Norman Reedus is in Blade 2, which is what led to Death Stranding, ultimately.
No, oh my God, that's true. God, by the way, that cast list for Blade 2, he got everybody he wanted.
And then in the third one, he got Triple H.
Oh, he didn't direct that third one.
Oh, no, but...
the franchise got Triple H and Ryan Reynolds. So
and
it was
Ryan Reynolds.
And that was net neutral. Everyone won out.
And what
I
was
will always
Jessica
remember Ryan
Biel?
Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds' first joke in that episode is he just kicks in the police window, and the sticker says, "Hello, my name is fuck you," and it shoots the guy. And I'm like, I love this guy already. I love this.
That was probably, aside from Van Wilder, that was probably a lot of people's introductions to Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, no, that's a little... Man, and now he just can pick and choose any of his projects.
Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, good for him. I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, like, in the end, I always jokingly say, that's why I'm proud to be the second most famous British Columbian-based voice of Deadpool. Yes, second, obviously.
Well, you have that, and I am the voice actor of bisexual icon Lord Frieza.
That is true. Bisexual icon Lord Frieza. I like all genders.
I can pick and choose.
Can I compliment your acting as Frieza again? Can we just go back
there?
Oh,
sure.
Can I start doing it? Your line read in the third episode. Oh, you wretched. Perfect line read. It's so... Oh, I heard the shake in your voice when you did it. It was so good, Martin.
I really have to give credit to Scott Kaiser Neko, just because I think I am in the headspace of Frieza, but he helps me find the right placement for it.
I think, especially when we were starting to write this, I'll tell you this story.
Yeah.
This is interesting. We were starting to just work on the concept, and we got caught with, I don't know if we have footage for that. I'm like, I prefaced it this way. I'm like, guys, at any given time, a meteorite could just crash and crush Goldo. Anything can happen. Anything. So if I told the guys, if anything, watch old animation, guys. We gotta not look at anime or old stuff. We aren't as limited in that regard. We can remake we let it adjust. We shouldn't get crazy with the animation. We should be very strategic with it, however. You know? Like, we are not hindered by the limitations of the old footage. We can make whatever footage we need to. We can have facial expressions, all that stuff. So we had to change how we targeted writing these characters, because we never had, like, completely unimpeded. Because we always had a limitation of footage, how many lines we can have. Like, for example, even the Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans or whatever, that Christmas special we did or whatever, it was, and Frieza has one line. I'm like, we can't write fuck tons of dialogue for Frieza. We can write 3 lines of dialogue for Frieza. But if it was all custom animation, we could write Frieza could be the villain for all we know. Like, it changes how we can frame things, and for that reason, we had to reframe things in our head for how we could write shit.
It's fascinating. Really I can't imagine what it must have been like transitioning to.
We're still learning. We're still, because here's the thing. Whereas we used to have the visuals we were hard set to. Now the characters are hard set to a certain character, but now the visuals aren't hard capped. So now it's in reverse almost. It's like tackling this entirely from a completely reverse perspective now.
I loved the inclusion of sort of the fight sequence in the most recent episode. I felt like there was a lot of strong stuff in the most recent episode, but that fight. Yes. As soon as that started, I was like, "Whoa! How did this
is what old school Dragon Ball used to be. That's what Dragon Ball used to be. Was like martial arts shit like this. It wasn't just like just wizard fights with magic powers and shit. I find that shit boring. It's boring.
There's a place for it, but it's not as interesting to look at.
It's boring. It's just boring to watch.
Yeah.
It's boring to watch. It's not entertaining. It's just like a classic fight like that. There's more strategy that goes into that. And I think for that reason, there's like more avoiding and dodging. There's clearly a bit more we can play with. So almost like the limits of that are almost like a fun way of tackling the writing. Now that we've introduced King Cold, everyone's like, "Whoa, what does that mean?" I'm like, and here we go, everybody. King Cold was a character who was in one episode of our show and the official series. One episode.
He's only in one episode of the original?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
King Cold and Frieza are a fake out. They're a fake out in the third arc with the androids and everything. They were fake outs. So King Cold didn't even have a character. He was hyped up to have a character he didn't have. So now we're just like, oh, cool. We pretty much just go back to the drawing board on this guy because he has no character. Goldo only has one episode in the show.
Really?
In the actual Dragon Ball Z, he shows up, they land, and they go fight everybody, and Goldo gets his head cut off the next episode. He's sorry, 2 episodes in the actual show. We just shrunk it down to 1 in our version because done. He's got his head cut off screen. Fuck it. We don't need to do it. It's just funnier that way, right? motherfucker, I'm dead. Shit. So now he has all these extra lines, and we're like, oh right, I play him.
And I know I told you, but holy cow, that's the highlight of the episode is Goldo's.
You're making me
standing
blind.
up for himself. As soon as he started speaking, he sort of took control of the conversation. That was like I was sort of
listening.
I was not. It's not like I wasn't paying attention, but I started paying attention when that started happening. You know.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that. That was no joke. The last episode that came out, Lanny actually directed me.
Really?
Yeah, Scott did not direct me last episode. Lanny did. And Lanny directed me for this most recent one as well, which is interesting because I've never actually had Lanny direct me before.
Yeah, that must be very different.
I have only ever directed Lanny once in the entirety of working with Lanny. Once. Yeah. I'm wondering if you can tell what it was for. I'm wondering if you can guess.
Was it for a DBZ Abridged thing?
No.
Okay. Was it for the Hellsing? It was for his speech? Or...
Yeah. Now, I did not direct him. Here's the thing. I don't want to direct Nick. Nick's a natural performer. You just got to let him go do his thing. I just tried to tell him what the energy needed to be so he didn't blow out his chords constantly. Because I was trying to tell him, this is all building with a song. And I was like trying to explain to him the energy. I wanted him to go with it. I wanted him to act it out. I love war scene. I wanted him to act it out on his own, but I wanted to make sure we started at the right level of energy. And we built up to the right level. I didn't want to tell him how to act the scenes out, but I wanted him... It was mostly energy management, because I wanted it to all crescendo right when the song hit. There's a very particular way I was writing this with the scene with Scott, and I'm like, I know you don't like being directed, Nick, usually. This is the one I want to be in the room just to help. I don't want to tell you how to read your lines, either. Like, that's the big thing. So that was, in that scene, one of the only time where Nick's actually accepted directing for a project, for one of ours. And that speech was amazing. It was one of the best.
Absolutely.
I think one of the best acting he's ever done in the show. Though I'd argue his shit in the last episode is better.
It's
hard to say.
It's hard to say if this is his best acting, but it's certainly, I think, possibly the most charismatic he's been, which is saying something.
Absolutely, dude, you're. You know what the crazy thing? People saying they love that speech. I'm like, damn, guys, you're liking that Nazi speech?
I know, right? Jesus.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Dude, I had to get so inventive with Nazi jokes on that show. I really did. I had to be like, all right, so this is a show about a Dracula who has magic guns and he fights vampire Nazis. Okay, it's kind of a stupid show. It's kind of stupid. It's stupid. And you can kind of tell halfway through the guy didn't know what he wanted, so he just kind of made up an ending.
Gotcha.
Speaking of DBZ, what's thoughts on the CG movie superhero? I don't care. I have no interest in Dragon Ball Z.
I will say, and very important to note, Bulma. My understanding is Bulma wishes to have a bigger butt in that movie. So
relatable.
I'm good with that. That's a good movie.
Yeah,
that's
nice. I mean, is that the A plot though?
It's the plot that I'm.
Do they try to gather the Dragon Balls and Vegeta's like, listen, oh mighty dragon, I want my base
more
ass to be
for the pushing.
I require more assistance. Damn, y'all loving that Nazi speech. That is some funny shit. It is. My true pride was the amount of people who loved the end of episode 6. The end of episode 6 of Hellsing Abridged. That is the one with all the Catholic guys.
Right.
Now, that's actually in episode 5. I just moved it to episode 6 because I wanted... I had to shuffle around a lot of stuff in that scene because... Edgar One Games, thank you for giving the sub to Pumpkin Cat. Because that scene was... Well, you know the joke we ended on. Boy, oh boy, was I scared making that joke. All right, we're going to be ending it on an N-word joke, everybody. Okay, that's how we're ending it. What's where we're ending it is that the racists who attended the thing are about to say the N-word. Everyone's like, dude, no, dude, you're bringing it down, man. Stop bringing that up. Stop saying that. It's just making us all feel like assholes. Which is exactly how they would be. Be like, dude, no. The Holy Hosers was golden. Dude, I'm just happy that people are now aware that how homophobic and anti-LGBTQ the Salvation Army is. Because a lot of people didn't know that. They're really against gay people and trans people. Really. Like, bad. Like, they donate to charities denying that they exist or should exist and shit. So I'm like, wow, fuck you. Fuck the Salvation Army. Fuck how much money I gave them over the years. So here's my revenge. Fuck you. Now everyone will know your shit. fuck, bro, let's kill us some gays. Just making it as ridiculous as possible. Oh, yeah, fuck, bro, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and another dude, and they're having sex, but... It's like when you're dealing like one of the lines, oh, who the fuck am I offending? The Nazis? It's a good line. It's a great fucking line. Because it's like, oh, dude, you can't say that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. We're being attacked by Nazis. I shouldn't be rude to the Nazi. God damn it. God damn this fucking job.
Oddly relevant.
It puts stuff in context, right? Because these are all awful, like, xenophobic monsters murdering and eating people. They're like, oh, let's not be rude. Let's not be rude while they're killing us, guys. I've loved working it on over the years, you know, and I've been an absolute fucking delight to work with you over the years too, you know. That's the big thing. Like I've had.
We have a very casual working relationship, but it's been very rewarding and very fulfilling.
It's always a wonderful time to work with you, Mark. Like I mean that. Like, it's like when I cast you in Hellsing, it was like I felt bad because I switched up what I wanted to do for the character, and then I gave you Sir Penwood, and then you went on to have one of the best fucking line reads in the whole show. I mean that. For those who don't know, Little Karibo played Sir Penwood in episode 5 of Hellsing, throughout the whole series, but he passed away. The character died in episode 5. It's the C4 line, and it's so wonderfully done. In particular, when I was writing with Scott, I was like, when Scott was like, I see 4, and then my bit was, and Apollo, when you get to hell, tell him Penwood sent you, and apologize on my behalf for the inconvenience. The most British way to end it. The most British way to, it's just like, beep, and just boom. And that's the end of it all. It's just, and I love the implication that everyone in the city who was still alive heard that. Heard him go out like a boss like that. A guy who said he was a coward all the time, just sat there, blood coming down his head, got a gun in his hand, got the whole thing rigged up. I'm gonna take one of these motherfuckers with me here. I'm like, yeah, you go, Sir Penwood. It's a rich bougie dude who's never been used to this duty. He's like, all right, chips are down. It's time to do my duty. I've had a good run.
Yeah, it's an honor to have a good death scene like that.
Not many characters in Hellsing get that. Not many characters in Hellsing get that.
I've had 2 great death scenes thanks to Team 4-Star. I've got the Frieza blue screen, and I've got the Sir Penwood C4.
A lot of people didn't know you were Sir Penwood. They did not know you were Sir Penwood. They didn't know.
It's kind of like Grandpa, but more British.
It's kind of like, it's like a less tired Grandpa. It's like the same.
There you go.
There you go. It's like, you still got the wisdom, like, you know, the whole weathered age. But it has like, oh, you stole the blackbirds. It's just there's a level of I know he's a rich British dude when I'm hearing him talk.
Yeah.
You know, I can tell he just oh God, how many Nazi vampires? Oh jeez, that's a lot. Oh man, we're done, Boris. Oh God. He also like, I can never have sex again. In that episode 4. When the Queen of England was like, oh, Ellicott, I was a lady, we lesbian. Great writing on our line. But no, seriously.
You gotta tip your own hat.
I'm proud of the work I worked on.
There's
many jokes I would change, as obviously there should be, in my opinion. I wouldn't change a thing. You sure? I always feel there's something you can change. Always something you can see to be done better, you know? It's one of the reasons why I've truly been honored enough to work with you over the years, dude, and it's great having you here back in the VIP section, because I feel like we could sit here for 2 more hours and talk about shit. We really could, actually. We will. And LK will be swinging by my birthday this Sunday. Hopefully, when things work. There's a bunch of people coming to the birthday, so I'm actually going to be having help with my birthday.
You are?
Yes, he's going to be helping get people in and out of the stream. Instead of me running the getting people in and out, I'm going to have my wonderful mod help me out with it, too. All hands on deck here, but here's my schedule, everybody. Shit. I shouldn't have done that. Ooh. Oh, boy. Transform, fit screen. Okay, so we have, see that VIP lounge was featuring Little Karibo? It's right there. That's right now. Oh, shit.
That's us.
Oh, shit. That's right fucking now.
When will tomorrow, that be now?
Tomorrow I have nothing on my schedule, so I think I might actually do a bunch of stuff tomorrow. I had nothing scheduled because originally I thought I was taking care of some stuff tomorrow. It turns out it's after this stream in a little bit, so things have changed. So you might see some stuff on Thursday. Friday, we have the wonderful Miss Moonified swinging on by the bar. Hell yeah, everybody. The recently debuted lewd voice actress, Miss Moonified, has debuted her VTuber rig, and she is hit the ground running, so to speak, and having a lot of fun with it. And this Sunday, Cards Against Humanity with friends. Actually say some people who are there, Martin. You want to hear about some of the people who are going to be there at the party?
I assume Haruka Caribou would be there, maybe.
Yes, Haruka Caribou will be there. We have Froggy. Mim is unfortunately not there. We have Bo Sheep swinging on by, though. Mim's out of town.
Sheep.
Bo Sheep! That's Bo Sheep. Now, Bo Sheep.
Bo Sheep.
That's Bo Sheep. Happy birthday, Talk. I won't be able to there for most of the cause. I work a night shift. No problem, Green Guy. Thank you very much, all the same. I'm going to have... I actually talked to Octopimp. Octopimp's going to be swinging on by.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to a bunch of friends I haven't spoken to in a long time. I talked to Matt McMuscles from formerly of the Best Friends Plate. Matt McMuscles is going to be swinging by the birthday party as well. And here's a big name. And we also have Kid Bandit swinging by...
What?
For the birthday party. Yes, Kid Bandit's going to be swinging by here for the birthday party for Cards Against Humanity. Lanny Pator is going to be swinging by there as well. As well, we are going to have a bunch of different VTubers from everybody from Froggy to Cabal, and the list goes on. I'm going to be posting a full list. I won't be posting what times will be there because it's a birthday party. It's going to be a switch out. Some people might only be there for half an hour. For all I know. The fact that they're even appearing is pretty cool. But this guest list is going to be the people I've known over the years, and I chat with a fair amount. Like, I met Kid Bandit this year. No joke, I actually followed Kid Bandit right before they even had 1,000 followers on Twitter.
Oh my gosh, you were there.
It was the first tweet that kind of went viral. It was like, wow, because they went to the Nightmare Academy.
Yeah.
To learn, and they took a class photo, and he at the time, it's they, them, she, her now. They did the anime pose with bright green hair, and someone just quote retweeted, "We're playing a game. Spot the protagonist, I see." And I went like, I fucking love. I don't know who this Kid Bandit is, but that's a great name. I remember the name immediately.
Kid Bandit is a great name.
It's a great name. It's a really good name. And I was like, damn.
I was only peripherally aware of them, and as soon as they popped up, I was like, Kid Bandit. That's a name that's gonna stick with me.
Yeah, that's a name. Guess who they're taking on at Prestige?
Who?
Prestige Wrestling.
Oh wait, I think I know. Who is it?
Malachi.
That's
They're
right.
fighting Malachi Black.
In SoCal as well, right? Oh,
in
gosh,
SoCal,
I wish I could go.
I mean this. Like, I literally went, oh, fuck me. That is actually an anime plot that's about to happen in a fucking stream.
I know, right?
I'm like, dude, that's Kid... Here's the thing. Kid Bandit learned from Cody Rhodes. Kid Bandit literally learned from Cody Rhodes, and that's part of the thing. One of Kid Bandit's viral videos when Cody debuted in WWE. Because Kid Bandit was at WrestleMania.
They were there.
They were there, and they freaked out over that shit. So now they're taking on the person who feuded with Cody for half a year.
Oh, man.
Dude, that's such an anime plot. This is like Deku fighting All for One. This is like
Boruto fighting Orochimaru or something.
This is like a villain who took on the villain your master fights, taking on like the Chunin, like the low ranking ninja. You're like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I wish Kid Bandit the best of luck because Kid Bandit actually and I are gonna be working on a promo together. I'm not kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I actually filmed 2 promos with Kid Bandit over the last couple months just because I met Kid. Kid's a cool cat. Kid's really nice, and Kid is a young person who's coming into web celeb very early on in their life.
Right.
And as somebody who experienced that before, I have some advice.
Yes, that's probably going to be very, very valuable.
I also found out that a lot of young wrestlers aren't getting any of that pseudo-celebrity advice. I'm like, what? Is no one telling anybody is no one telling you what happens when people know more about you than you know about them suddenly? No one's telling them about that shift, huh?
Somebody's got
really?
it.
You got to prepare people for that, right? So many people are coming to the bar. I'm going to post a full list here as well because I'm still waiting to hear back from some people. Oh,
it's
a stack list, and it's just people I know are going to have a fun time.
Is it just going to be Cards Against Humanity?
I'm going with Cards Against Humanity because that's a game we can all enjoy, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it's because I think getting everyone else in another game would be too much of a headache.
Makes
Cards
sense.
is just a website, and we can kind of pick and choose what we're going with. So
yeah.
I also want to see, and this is something I see. I might do on stream. I might even do this Thursday. I got to make a Cards Against Humanity VTuber deck.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There's so many spicy, and I think I should do that on Thursday with everybody. It could be really a male VTuber day, a male VTuber predictably making a mistake. It will be one of the cards. I just can't believe it, guys. It's weird. It's all of a sudden these 21-year-olds all of a sudden get all this attention from women, and it goes right to their head. I don't know what happens every time, Martin. What is there something? Is there science with that?
Yeah.
No one prepares anybody for the pseudo-celebrity thing because it's like you gotta be really assuming. Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna be a pseudo-celebrity. Like you don't know, but it's also there comes a shift where You know, it's like all of a sudden you get attention from people, and you don't know if you're getting attention because you're famous, because now they know about your work because it's spreading. You never know which it is. Because I know for a fact a bunch of people met me because I got into VTubing who had never really known me before, and some of them, it's genuine. You know, so like it's got to gauge that on a case-by-case basis almost. So interesting that way.
I wouldn't lie. I've certainly struggled with knowing whether people are approaching me.
It's
because
always going to be
they
the
have
case,
their own,
I think.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the case to a certain degree because people have their own agendas, and they might not even know it. They might not even be aware. They might have lied to themselves what it's about and stuff like that. It's like... It's what's kind of strange about it. It's this weird dichotomy where you have to gauge, is this person being authentic with me, or is this what the person is showing me because I want to see it? This is what they want to show me. And it's like, would they have liked me if I wasn't famous? Would they treat me with respect if I wasn't well-known? Or are they only treating me this way because I'm well-known and I have something that they want? But then I'll meet somebody who's a much bigger name than me, who's been working on shit for a quarter as long, for example, right?
Scott is in the chat.
Scott's in the chat. I'm literally never being authentic with you. I'm sorry. Well, Kaiser, see, we should just get Kaiser in there. I'm just going to call Kaiser on Discord at this point. Like, that's really... I can't believe Kaiser Neko, everybody, is here.
Shocking.
Everybody, Kaiser Neko, everybody.
Kaiser Neko likes VTubers,
Kaiser
everybody.
Neko.
Everybody
Kaiser
point
Neko.
and laugh.
Kaiser Neko. The Bridger wants to be a VTuber. Ah, I don't think that's at all. Toss Kaiser. Oh man, let's not get crazy here. See, Scott's here for one reason. He's got a million questions to ask Martin, actually, for you.
Oh boy, what
Scott,
questions?
you can ask all the questions, and Martin's now has to answer them live in
Yes.
front of like 800
Yes.
people or whoever, however many are here. I don't know.
It's Q&A.
Yeah,
And Scott,
because you got a
Scott's
QA.
bringing the A.
You got a QA there, Martin.
I've got a cute A.
A cute ass.
Mm.
Damn, that's kind of cringe. Well, bro, you should check out more of my content because it's all cringe.
Martin, what's your favorite joke you've written? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, though there's several categories. The biggest laugh, the most consistently performing joke, and also the most unloved one that's genius and everyone's a fool for not liking it. There's too many in that last category. Fucking genius.
I'm not really a fan of my own work, but if I had to think of anything that made me laugh the most, I won't lie. The smash cut at the end of episode 3 of Naruto spoof, where it just cuts to Naruto on the toilet going, "I can't stop pooping." For some reason, that's always stuck with me.
It's your delivery. It's your delivery. It's just, I can't stop pooping. It's like you just. It sounds like you're yelling it at somebody who asked what's going on in the bathroom.
Yeah, like why is he yelling? And I think ultimately as well, it's come full circle because of my stomach problems myself. It's a very personal joke for me now.
There's layers. There's layers, Martin.
Certainly is layers.
It's getting funnier with years, as you see. That's one thing that we're lacking more is I missed your Naruto voice. I'll find a way. We'll cast that voice as something, Martin. We're gonna give him so many lines where he can just yell at everybody.
I do.
Lanny,
love doing
I'm wrapping it up, Lanny. Lanny Patora's here. But Lanny's gonna be at my birthday party. Everybody, this is being the weary one. Lanny's here for one reason. I'm supposed to be going and.
Are you late for a thing? Oh.
I am. I was trying to find a natural ending to this.
I'm
but there
sorry.
Is no. This is all.
Taka.
This is all Martin's fault. This is all LK's fault. He's the one who's taking me away. Yeah, exactly. You fiend. You fiend. You're an absolute... Look at you. You're just floating above everybody,
It's not enough
you?
I'm delaying releasing my content. I'm also delaying Taka helping release more of his content.
This is... I mean, I'm feeling content. You know, I am, but...
Scott, your VTube model is so cute. You shush. I've seen your VTube model. At least I think I have. If it's the one you were using on your streams before. It's so cute. You should be proud of that.
I know. I can't say too much, but I think we're gonna the Tiger XD. Who are we raiding? Don't worry, I'm gonna find somebody to raid here. Martin, while you're here, I want to thank you again for swinging by.
Oh.
This was fun. I know I've been bugging you to come on the show again just before a while because I missed you.
You're not bugging me. I appreciate the interest.
That's fair. You have a V2 model too? All my friends become digital. Sorry, Lanny, you had to know. Froggy or Riot? Is Froggy on? Are we Froggy or Riot? All right, everybody, go Riot Froggy.
Go riot them.
Froggy Lock is an insanely talented neurodivergent VTuber. She is never being diagnosed. It's fine. You don't need to. So yeah, everybody, go check out her amazing content. I'll see you next time, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for whatever the fuck we're doing. But Martin, thank you again.
Thank you.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. That's the wrong ending. Damn, I can't do anything original, can I?